In the past few days, fans of Basketball Wives have been left completely stunned. A wave of confusion and sadness has hit the reality TV community. One of the show's most familiar faces, Brooke Bailey, has not only been removed from Basketball Wives permanently, but she's also reportedly been cut off from every major reality TV platform. This news shocked fans who have followed her for years. Brooke wasn't just another cast member, she was one of the franchise's most recognized stars. But what really happened behind the scenes? What dark secrets might be hiding beneath the surface, especially surrounding the heartbreaking death of her daughter? While it may have seemed like just another dramatic turn in reality TV, this situation might be far more serious and tragic. Let's break everything down and look at the full picture. The announcement of Brooke's removal came out of nowhere. It wasn't just a cast change, it was a complete erasure. Brooke Bailey, who was part of Season 12, has been removed from the show entirely. What made the news even more surprising was the claim that Shaunie Henderson, the longtime executive producer and franchise head, made the final decision just hours before the story hit the press. This wasn't just a regular casting change. According to reports, Brooke isn't just out of Basketball Wives. She's been blacklisted from other reality shows as well. Multiple networks have allegedly blocked her from appearing on future programs. She's been left out of reunion specials, panel appearances, interviews, and any upcoming spin-offs. It's like she vanished overnight from television. Even more strangely, neither VH1 nor Brooke has released any official statements. Shaunie Henderson has also remained silent. Despite their quietness, social media hasn't stopped buzzing with questions. Many fans believe that there's something deeper going on, something that might be tied to a tragedy from Brooke's past. On September 25, 2022, Brooke's daughter, Kyla Nicole Bailey, passed away in a car accident. At the time, the news was heartbreaking. She was only 25 years old, a young life cut short. Initial reports described the crash as a tragic accident, and most people accepted it as another devastating reminder of how fragile life can be. However, things didn't quite add up. Behind the scenes, investigators had questions. From the start, some officers didn't feel completely comfortable with the idea that it was just an accident. There were details that didn't sit right. One major red flag was the lack of any sign that Kyla had tried to avoid the crash. Her car showed no signs of braking, no skid marks, no attempts to swerve or avoid hitting anything. The crash was quick, final, and unexplained. At the time, no one could prove otherwise, so the story faded into the background. But recently, everything changed. Just days ago, law enforcement officers working on Kyla's case accessed her old phone records. According to sources close to the investigation, they were trying to see if anything new could help explain what happened during the moments leading up to the crash. What they found was completely unexpected and deeply disturbing. Kyla had made a final phone call before the accident. That call was to her mother, Brooke. The call reportedly lasted several minutes and was described as extremely emotional. Investigators who listened to the recording said that Kyla sounded terrified. She was crying hard and speaking in a panicked voice. Her words were unclear at times, but it was obvious she was in serious distress. The exact content of that conversation hasn't been made public, but insiders say it left authorities shaken. Whatever was said between mother and daughter in those final moments has now become a key part of the investigation. After uncovering the final phone call, the police brought Brooke in for questioning. While it wasn't technically an arrest, sources say it wasn't a casual conversation either. She was questioned for several hours. The tone was serious, and the investigators were thorough. They reportedly asked Brooke detailed questions about what was said during the phone call, Kyla's mental state at the time, and whether Brooke had any idea what her daughter was going through. One source said the entire experience felt intense and uncomfortable, almost like an interrogation. Even though no charges were filed against Brooke, authorities have kept the case open. They now believe there may be more to Kyla's death than anyone first thought. Some investigators are exploring the idea that Kyla may have been under extreme emotional pressure, possibly triggered by something discussed in that phone call. As more pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place, a new theory started making its way around online communities. For years, fans of Basketball Wives had noticed that Brooke rarely spoke about Kyla's biological father. In fact, very little was ever mentioned about him on screen or in interviews. Now, some reports suggest that Brooke may have been hiding his identity for a reason. According to unconfirmed sources, Kyla's father may have been involved in criminal activity. This could have included serious offenses, the kind that could bring danger to anyone close to him. If this is true, Brooke may have tried to keep Kyla away from him to protect her. However, others believe that this protective move may have come with unintended consequences. There are rumors that Kyla recently found out who her father was, or had even reached out to him. If true, this could explain her emotional state during that final phone call. Some believe that Brooke was trying to stop Kyla from revealing something serious, something that could have brought unwanted attention to their family. Shortly after Brooke was questioned by the police, Shaunie Henderson reportedly made the decision to cut ties with her permanently. Insiders say the call was immediate and without discussion. Brooke's role on the show was over, and there were no negotiations or statements given. Even though no official charges had been brought forward, Shaunie and others behind the scenes decided to separate Brooke from the brand. It seems they were worried that any connection to a police investigation, even a vague one, could damage the reputation of the franchise. In the world of reality TV, where image and ratings matter above all else, sometimes cold decisions are made quickly. To some fans, this move felt like betrayal. Brooke had been part of the show for years. She wasn't just a cast member, she helped shape what Basketball Wives became. Removing her during what might be the hardest time in her life left many feeling upset. As news spread online, fans quickly split into two camps. Hashtags like Justice for Kayla and Free Brooke started trending on social media. Some people believe Brooke is being treated unfairly, used as a scapegoat for a tragedy that no one could have seen coming. Others, however, want answers. They feel that too many questions remain unanswered. What exactly did Kyla say on that final phone call? Why was she crying? What did Brooke know in those final moments? One fan wrote, "This isn't just TV drama anymore. This is about a mother, a daughter, and maybe a truth that never came out." Another user posted, "Brooke never wanted to talk about Kyla's father. Maybe now we understand why." Adding to the mystery is Brooke's silence. She hasn't spoken publicly about the situation, and neither has her team. Her decision not to respond has only increased curiosity. In the world of reality TV, where cast members usually post about everything, Brooke's quietness feels unusual and telling. She no longer has a platform on television. She's not being invited to events or interviews. And now, instead of appearing on screen, she's at the center of a growing mystery, one that involves pain, grief, and possibly long-hidden secret. The story of Kyla's death, which many thought had been laid to rest, has returned to the public's attention in the most painful way possible. Every new discovery, like the phone call, the questioning, and the rumors about her father, has made things more confusing and emotional. So where does the truth lie? Was Kyla's death just a terrible accident, or was it something more? Was she struggling emotionally in the days before the crash? Did she feel overwhelmed by something she'd just learned? And what about Brooke? Is she a mother unfairly blamed for something beyond her control? Or is she holding on to a truth she doesn't want to share? Until the full recording of the phone call is released, if it ever is, we may never know what really happened in those final moments. But one thing is certain, this story has become much bigger than a reality TV scandal. Brooke Bailey may have been pushed out of Basketball Wives, but her story is far from over. The mystery surrounding Kyla's death continues to unfold, and with each new detail, more emotions surface. For some, Brooke is a grieving mother being judged too harshly. For others, she's someone who may be hiding something important. But maybe, just maybe, this story isn't about guilt or innocence. Maybe it's about the painful choices we make for the people we love, the secrets we carry, and the consequences that come when those secrets come to light too late. One thing's for sure, whether justice is served or not, Kayla's voice is finally being heard. Her last call is echoing louder than ever, and the world is listening. This isn't the end. It's only the beginning of a deeper truth, one that we all deserve to know. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over.